One thing that's changed drastically for me from last year is last year I did a lot of fasting, and I really like fasting, but some of you are going to know what I'm talking about. You can really overdo it, and you kind of see it in your face, like your eyes just like look like melted, and you just look like you're dying until you have some food. I didn't really like that. I did like some of the feeling of being fasted. I mean, it just makes you kind of feel skinny, right? Which is a funny thing to say, but it kind of makes you feel that way. And when you go to do an activity, you feel great because your stomach's not all loaded up with food. I also have learned this about myself. If I eat at like 8 o'clock in the morning and I have a good breakfast, I'm absolutely starving at 11. If I don't eat, I'm still really hungry at 11, but I'm not nearly as hungry. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a tease. Once I eat food, then it kind of sets me off to want to eat food the whole day. In kind of learning some of this, I have shifted gears, and what I'll do, and I don't even know if this is the best plan, but I do like a protein fast. It's called a protein sparing modified fast. I've heard other people talk about this before. I don't know why it has that long-winded name, but that's what it's called. Basically, all you do is just eat protein when you're fasting, and therefore it's not fasting. That's why it's called a modified fast. And that's pretty much what I do. I do that pretty much every day. I'll have a shake at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. First meal might come somewhere between like 11 and 1, depending on the day. My training will be done. Sometimes my first the first thing that I have that's not protein, that's not a protein shake, sometimes is my intra-workout carbohydrates, because I'll work out fasted with a protein fast. This is stuff that I've talked about in the War on Carbs book, which you can check out at MarkBellSlingshot.com. I've talked about that style of fasting before. I've been doing it for a long time. And let me just point out the fact that when you do that, all you're really doing is for me, I like to eat. I like to eat a good amount of food. I'm not a crazy big eater, but I enjoy my food like many of you. And for me to put it kind of at the end of the day, when the end of the day is like not stressful at all, there's hardly any work involved for me at the end of the day, is really, really nice. So my calories during the day are very, very low. They might be 1,000 calories until 2 o'clock. And then once 2 o'clock hits, that's when, boom, I'll have meal number one, the first real meal of the day. And then maybe 2 or 3 other meals.